I became a researcher because I always want to know why and how. As a child, I grew up reading detective stories, and I think research is a bit like detection. It is often so that the answers are right there, but when we start off, we're just not seeing them. But of course, I also found out that when you do social science and you work with people, there might not be one right answer. My name is Seema Arora-Jonsson, and I'm professor in rural development in Sweden and Europe. I do research on questions of sustainability and justice in relation to environmental governance and rural development. For me, it is very important to study what is happening in a particular rural context in relation to larger trends, like flows of finance, national and international policy making on climate change or on agriculture and so on. And also how the movement of people in and out of rural areas affects the changes taking place. In Sweden, where I work, there is often a feeling that rural areas are static and represent a slowly changing past with all the nice red cottages and folk associations. But in fact, as my research shows, rural areas are central to what is happening in the world today in relation to our needs for food, energy, climate change, or as places of recreation. When development projects come in, or as a result of policy making, there will always be some who benefit and some who lose out. It is important that we understand what these different groups want from development and what development is doing to them as we work towards sustainability, so that it can be done, development can happen with compassion and dignity for all. I love reading fiction and going for long walks. I'm also a yoga instructor. Students are our future, whether at the undergraduate, master or PhD level. Many of the students who come here to our department, I think we are lucky because they come here not only to learn a skill set, but they also come here to change the world for the better. And it's very exciting to be part of those discussions with them and to be on that journey with them.